This is your weekly trip to paradise, Louisiana style, with Gary Risponi and Don Dubuque. Paradise, Louisiana is presented by Demco, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative. Pods, moving and storage solved. Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company. Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change. Louisiana Fish Fry Products. And by CCA Louisiana and the CCA Louisiana Star Tournament.
Welcome to Gus's Tackle Nets. Here we are, legendary Gus's Tackle Nets. We got young Gus.
That's me.
How you say that last name?
Majori.
Majori.
Yes.
Majori. That sounds Italian, and that's what it is. I'm proud to be here. I've been trying to get Gerald Gaspard. Y'all seen him on Paradise Louisiana before. I've been trying to get him to take me on a fishing trip, but the only thing he got time is to meet me here at Gus's Bait and Tackle, and let us talk about some of the stuff we got coming up with the holidays coming up. So I guess this could be a holiday edition, but we are stacked with news. But first off, let's talk to you. This is the opening right now. Thank you for welcoming us here. Been here for what, 31 years?
Yes, sir. 31
Tell us
years.
a little story about Gus's that people that are not from the North Shore or New Orleans, even Baton Rouge, don't know about.
We started off with a family business just making shrimp trawls, and then we opened this place up, and a couple of years later we started selling fishing tackle. And that's been over 30 years.
But still, if you want any kind of net, crab traps, crawfish traps, anything you want, y'all have them too.
Yes, sir.
Now, who started building them things?
Well, my dad started building the trawls, but I get my traps built by somebody else.
Well, now, but the trawls come strictly from Dad.
From her and me, yeah.
Okay, well, that's
we
good.
still make them.
And me.
Yeah, we still make them.
What we got special coming up right now at Christmas? With you and Gerald here, we got Christmas time right around the corner. What we got special?
Well, right now, then, through December 17th, they've got a special on any of the new Abu Garcia Revos, the Generation 4. You buy the Revo, and then you can take your pick of the style rod to match with it. A Veritas, brand new 2018 Veritas rod that sells for $99.95. You get that free with the purchase of that reel. And Gus's Tackle is one of the dealers that participated in the program, and he's doing very well with them. And if don't wait till the 17th, because he may be out of the free rods by then. You need to come in earlier and get that.
They got a North Baton Rouge boy named James Shea Snyder. He's a real nut. He goes from dollar, but right now he's hot on Revos and about that special. He done made 4 trips and sending me the pictures of all his riding reels. James, I'm not gonna get in to what all you say, but he got his old ambassadors and everything. He keeps them. He's a connoisseur of reels. So, Gus, don't run off. I know you're busy. You got a store full already here on Monday morning, but maybe we'll come back a later. We're gonna do a little segment. We don't have a lot of tournament reports. H&H Tournament reports is gonna be a little slow right now. I don't have a whole lot of news, but we're gonna go back and look at old baits. Some of the baits that are still catching fish, some of the older baits we got here in the store. You look at the front, and this store it looks like a little hole in the wall, but it goes all the way back. It is loaded. Every foot of space here has hundreds and hundreds of baits and tackle and anything else you want outdoors. So if you ever get around Slidell area, and it should be on your list right here to stop at Gus's Tackle and Nets. And by the way, before we leave, I need a 16-inch trawl.
We got it.
I'm gonna have my neighbor teach my grandsons how to fish. So
all right.
We'll be right back. We're at Gus's Tackle, Slidell, Louisiana. Tackle and Nets.
Stay tuned for more Paradise, Louisiana. Voted Best of Louisiana Outdoors 3 years in a row.
Relationships are everything in life. For me, the most important relationships start with faith, family, and friends. I feel blessed to be married to my high school sweetheart of over 25 years. We were both born and raised in Louisiana, and so were our 4 children. We're proud to call Louisiana our home. That's why giving back is so important to us, whether it's car seats, bicycles, or helping those in need. At Gordon McKern Injury Attorneys, we feel blessed, knowing that we can come to work every day and help our community when they need us the most.
Call 800-653-9968.
Watching Paradise, Louisiana.
Pod's moving in storage.
I need to clean out my study.
We'll deliver a container.
My brother-in-law's moving in.
Maybe he'll help you pack.
He's lazy.
We can refer some professionals.
It's just until he finds work.
We can keep things at our storage center for as long as it takes.
I am not happy about this.
Or you can keep your things on site for quick unloading.
Did you say freeloading?
I said unloading.
I heard freeloading.
I'm sure you did.
Store on-site or let us drive your things to our secure storage center. Pods, moving and storage, solved.
Yeah, we're going back up to the Oaks in Missouri. We did a trip there last month with the veterans killing their first deer and killing a monster deer, excuse me.
I remember that.
That's right. So this week, Chris Lecoq did his magic back up to Missouri to Oaks Ranch for a veteran killing his first deer.
Earlier in the year, Storm 22 had the opportunity to bring a veteran, Chance Bond from Denham Springs, to the game ranch here in Stouffville, Missouri. Originally, we was going to do it annually. We was going to do one hunt a year, and I guess after it was such a success, and the feedback we got on it was so big, we decided to try to do 2.
And he told me that Bob Story from the Oaks Game Ranch called us and wanted to do another veteran hunt.
I was raised in Port Sulphur. Hurricane Katrina hit, so we ended up moving up to Denham Springs, Louisiana, finished high school, and then I joined the military when I was 18. I went to Afghanistan, RC South Afghanistan, in 2010 to 2011.
I actually know Nick's uncle, Mark. I met him in law enforcement. He's a jam-up officer. I'd work with him anywhere. I didn't know that Mark's nephew had deployed, so it was news to me.
I've been knowing Nick Seal since he was 15 years old. I knew that he had got injured overseas.
We got hit by RPG in June 13, 2010. I received shrapnel to the neck and throughout my body armor. I received the Purple Heart, then they ended up getting sent to Germany. My injuries wasn't that bad, so I ended up finishing my deployment. When you get back, everybody kind of looks at you a little differently, just because of the change that you made. Adapting to civilian life, it's very hard. I know one point in time I was very depressed. I was going to the VA, I was on medication. My family knew that something, was going on.
He dealt with some stuff over there, and I really didn't know what happened over there, so it kind of changed him, and I didn't like the change, and so we kind of drifted apart. And then as I grew up and matured, I realized, the stuff he'd been through, and I kind of accepted it, and we just started getting back closer and stuff.
So we called him, gave him an opportunity to come. After I told his wife Carly what we did and what we were going to be doing on this trip, she became very emotional and told me that her husband really, really needed this opportunity.
I was excited. I was like, I told Rusty I had to make sure it was okay with my wife. I asked her, hey, my baby, I got invited to go on a hunting trip, and it's going to be a hunt of a lifetime, and I cannot miss it.
Found out that Nick, he's a deer hunter, but he's never killed a deer in his life. And from experience, when I was traveling with the military, you never have an opportunity to deer hunt. You just can't hunt. It's just too much going on in your life. So finding out that this was going to be his first deer, I was like, this is going to ruin him.
I knew Nick had done various types of hunting in his lifetime. I knew that he hadn't killed a deer before. I knew that this was going to be an opportunity for him to take his first and enjoy that with a long-lasting memory.
Well, Rusty told me they have deer that are just monsters, and in Louisiana, it's not like you can go out there and just kill a monster buck. It takes a whole lot of time. Sometimes you go out there and you don't see nothing, but here, they're just everywhere, and they're huge.
You know, they're in full rut here. They're chasing does like crazy. John, his guide, took him to a stand. They sat in the stand for a little while. From my understanding, they just couldn't find the deer that he was looking for. So they went into more of a stalk and hunt. John got him on a deer, and he stalked the deer for a certain amount of time and finally was able to make a good shot.
Deer walked out, and I seen it, and I was a little nervous at first to shoot. He just was standing there looking at me, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna take him. And I ended up propping up. I put him in the crosshairs, and I let him have it. He ran about 10 yards, and he dropped.
After the shot, of course, we went to see what he killed, and he was just emotional and very thankful to Storm 22 and the Oaks Game Ranch, Bob's story, and it was very enjoyable to watch his face, you know, after making that kill.
First deer.
He deserves it. Being his first deer, an opportunity like this, I was really happy for him, you know, just excited for him.
Well, I want to thank Storm 22, the Oaks Ranch, for giving me the opportunity to kill my first deer. And I want to thank Treason for their camouflage. A lot of stuff is going through my mind right now. I'm so excited. It's awesome. Thanks.
We find out Daniel's never killed a deer either. So Bob overhears it. Bob said, let's put him on a big doe. Me and Rusty talked about it and was like, let's do it, you know, we're here, let's go.
You know, Mr. Bob come up and asked us, hey man, you want to come kill a doe? I'm like, hell yeah, you know, why not?
We had Stacy out here with Scent Crusher. Her and her daughter was here. So they jumped in a buggy with us, we all went out.
Me and my brother, we got to experience both of our first kills. And getting to experience that together, being that we are very close, he got to experience that for the first time, just like me, and he dropped it. I enjoy hunting, fishing. I kind of lost a little interest in it, but being out here, I kind of gained that interest back. So it's helping me want to get out and do more things with, you know, my wife, my son. I want to raise him into hunting and fishing. He's gonna love it. I told him I was coming to Stover, Missouri, and I'm gonna kill a deer. He said, "You gonna kill a deer?" He said, "We're gonna eat it?" I said, "Yeah, we're gonna eat that deer."
First deer ever?
I'm actually honored to do it. There we go.
It was an honor to be here, you know, with him and experiencing it. I'm very honored. And in being his first deer, I'm very excited. I was able to be with him, and he was able to be with me in my first deer, so it's kind of worked out pretty good.
You don't realize that you need help, but the people that you're around daily, they're seeing a different side. And with the symptoms of PTSD, I would tell my buddies that are suffering with it to give something a shot. get out there, do something, and get out your comfort zone.
We primarily deal with PTSD and TBI because these are the main combat veterans that are committing suicide every day in this country. There's approximately 22 a day that commit suicide. So Storm 22 is not just settled on hunting. We'll do fishing, we'll do trail riding, surfing, parasailing, we don't care, you know? We just want to get outside. And now once we pick a veteran, we find out what he wants to do, what he's interested in, and we're going to fundraise until we can make the money from donations, and then we're going to make the dream come true.
If there's anybody out there who knows someone that would benefit from the things that we're trying to provide, knows a veteran who suffers from PTSD or TBI, contact us, let us know. You can contact us on our website, www.storm22.org, or by Facebook, the page is Storm 22. Also, if there's anyone out there that would like to donate to our cause, you know, a lot of these trips, it does, you know, cost a little money, but we try to get as much as we can for these veterans. So if there's anyone that would like to donate or sponsor a certain trip or has a piece of property that would be willing for us to come out, contact us, let us know. We would love to hear from everyone.
Ask me about my Tempur-Pedic.
Ask me how fast I fall asleep.
Why not talk to someone who's sleeping on the most highly recommended bed in America?
Ask me about staying asleep.
Tempur-Pedic owners are more satisfied than owners of any traditional mattress brand.
Ask me how it feels after 10 years.
Tempur-Pedic, the most highly recommended bed in America.
Ask about Tempur-Pedic at Olin's, where you know you always get the guaranteed low price. Olin's is the only store in Baton Rouge and Lafayette with the full line of Tempur-Pedics.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana, and our H&H Tournament and Rodeo Report. This week I have no reports coming. So to talk about H&H, or their tournament reports that are here. Saltwater kayak tournaments are all, I believe, them put it out. We starting in January, we're going to have all kind of tournaments coming up. Unless you know of anything right now coming up, kayaks?
There is a Bayou Coast Kayak Fishing Club that is having a championship of the members. Their end of the year championship tournament. I want to say it's in the home area, Cocodrie.
Okay. Well, that's good. They've been one of the few places we haven't been this year. You know, we're walking through here in some of these older baits. First off, you know, Berkley and Pure Fishing and Garcia, they've been our sponsors for the last 4 years. Y'all been our sponsors, been great sponsors. Some of y'all older baits, y'all first baits that are still hot. Let's talk about some of your old baits.
Well, let's talk, all right? The Johnson Silver Minnow. The Goals Silver Minnow has been one of the hottest baits. And then actually for this 2018 season, we've come out with a new color, the Copper, which was 10, 12 years ago, it was retired for a while, but they're bringing it back. But the number one spoon is going to be the Gold Spoon. Right. And that's been a go-getter, and it's a go-getter now, even at this time of the year. Another bait that's been in the lineup for about 7 years is the Power Bait Coastal Candy Color Rattling Shrimp. It's just a pre-rigged shrimp, but it's got a rattle in it, and it's built. The weight of it is right in the body of the bait, so when it flutters down, it flutters down almost horizontally, so it gives you a different action. It's very effective on the cork or on the jig head.
We've been getting a lot of reports right now on the rattling thing because people will forget about it. Y'all been having so much success on the Gulp shrimp and all the other Gulp shrimp, the other shrimp baits, the voodoo. All these baits are popular, but all of a sudden, every time I hear a report right now coming, especially in the Southwest and in the Delacroix area where they're talking about a rattling shrimp. In fact, it was so much I had to go look it up, and I had a bunch of them you had given me.
Yeah.
So I've been giving them out. So that's another bait. Talk about some of the gulp. Now, I see that new penny. That right there is...
That's, it took 12 years in the making. They came out with this gulp saltwater shrimp 7, 8 years ago, and it's been hot. It's still a great, effective bait because it absorbs that water and pushes out the scent. Now, as far as for the formula, it's an ongoing change. The formula changes every year or 2 years. They'll change the formula out without even telling anybody, just to maintain the integrity of the patent scent that's in there.
Yeah.
Now, of course, you got the shrimp.
This bait here is a flounder supreme bait right there. Any of these baits here, they're gulp. Outfish live bait for flounder.
Oh yeah, especially the curltail grub and the yellow, the chartreuse, or even the white, depending on the color of the water.
Right.
Especially starting in last month and it's going to go all the way through February.
That's it. Unbelievable. That's it. Yeah, this is show me some of them over.
All right, this is called the jerk shad. We had it available in the power bait and we have it in the gulp. It's a very versatile bait and old shape. I mean, it's an established shape along other
jerk bait, yeah.
Other manufacturers as well. Yes, a very good on a jig head, either under a cork or straight lining.
Bass and trout. Chris uses it more on Chris Macalusa. He kills them on the bridges at this certain time of year. And
of course the power bait, the worms, bass fishing, and even the smaller worms for finesse fishing in the on the inshore for the trout. You know, you use the clear colors with the different colored tails. The 4-inch or the 7-inch, those have been effective. Those have been in the lineup for years and have proven their worth.
Yeah, Chris gonna get some close-ups right now. Right now I'm gonna go to H&H. And then cream. Now, you remember cream? Come on, everybody was talking about the worm, plastic worm, how it changed everything. My daddy and them, and my godfather, Mr. Red Campo and them, they would fish in False River and Old River with this worm here. They got the little spin on them and a weedless hook, twice hooked up in the worm. And they would just drag it along and it'd be around off the edge of the grass or off the bank. And that's one of the weedless creams right now. And I was surprised. You don't think you find them in Walmart or any place, but you do find them in those tackle shops like this. All your local tackle shops, they still got them right now. There's a plastic worm, the original plastic worm by Cream.
I mean, that's from 40 years ago that I was catching bass and small fish on that.
Then we got a blog. We got a forum from Baton Rouge High School, and they always send a sport page and a fishing page from Sunday. And I was just saying this, I ought to send it to Chris and let him show y'all. But all the bass back in the 60s were being caught on the H&H. That's with that double hook, you put it through. H&H, this is better color. It wasn't no chartreuse and black finally came out, chartreuse and white and black. But when it first came out, yellow and black, with the black head was one of the hot ones.
That's one of the staple baits that in my dad's tackle box when I was going to school that we'd always use, the yellow and black, and then the white and chartreuse. That was a constant.
Now, and right now, next to your gulp, and I'm gonna tell you what, and people always want to say, you know, why you always naming other baits and your sponsor is Berkley? Because y'all allow us to do this. Y'all said that to keep the integrity. When people send in your fishing reports, we want to know what they're catching them on, and we never had to lie for gulp. Because I'm going to tell you what, the people are doing it, but H&H right here is the hottest bait right now in Grand Isle, in the Surf, Leeville, Delacroix, Lafitte, that is, under cork and freelining. So when we get to the fish report, I got another story about this. Sparkle beetle, can't beat it. And then if you're a brim fisherman, sac-a-lait fisherman, black and yellow beetle spin, the little bitty one.
With the gold
a
blade.
Cajun spin with the gold spinner. Can't beat it. I
I've
like
always
how
done
you
my
did
best.
this. You put all that stuff in Paradise.
Yeah, you gave me
Louisiana
this shirt a
shirt.
long time ago, and I said, hey, I'll put the Garcia patch on it and the Berkley patch on it. So.
I appreciate it. You've been a long time sponsor.
Yeah, it's been, I mean, it's going to be 18 years in February that I'm with them, and you've been with me since I believe 01 or 02.
15, yeah. We are our 15th year, so you've been
15,
here.
okay. It's.
Stay tuned, we'll be back with more Paradise, Louisiana. Gus's Tackle Nets.
Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change has been keeping cars and trucks in Baton Rouge clean and running smooth for over 50 years. At Benny's, we feature professional car washing, complete detailing, high-tech waxing and buffing, interior cleaning, and tire shine. Benny's, one stop for car maintenance with complete oil and lube services and even state inspections at our express locations. Visit one of our 5 convenient locations, including our newest store on Greenwell Springs Road. And don't forget to stop by Be Quick Convenience Store and Fuel Stop. Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change. Drive in dirty, drive out clean.
Welcome to the Paradise, Louisiana Hunting Report. Gerald, you see what I got on right now? This gets better all the time. See what's good about being a TV host? They got people send you gifts like that. It's Christmas time. Jay Thomas, this is a fleece line overwear shirt.
Yeah.
Okay, ain't it pretty?
Like a little wind shirt.
Now look, you can't see, but look, underneath I got the little short sleeve, and then I got the long sleeve.
Camel.
All of it, the coastal performance. So, Jay, thank you. Just keep them coming. That's all I got to tell you.
So you must be in trouble. You're trying to hide from somebody.
That's it. Yeah. You called me for a shirt. I got a bunch of shirts from Berkley, Garcia. You got another one coming? You asked me for a size, huh?
Yeah.
You got one for Chris and Diane too?
No.
Oh, you don't know?
I got just for you.
Let's go. We got a lot of things. Let's start with deer first right now. I've been getting a bunch of pictures. In Area 6, I got a picture or a photo, Aden Broadway, and in Rapides Parish, and then over there. And last week, I had my good friend and almost like a brother, Ralph Campanile, had took his grandson, and I was going to tell you, his grandson is named Jude, and I can't remember Jude's last name, but Jude is out visiting his grandpa as much as he can. He loves going to the farm in Mississippi, and he spotted this deer, and they would say, well, it's a small deer here and a small deer there, and there's 8-point come out, and this kid has never shot a gun. Okay, never shot a gun. Practice, he taught him how to hold it, and never shot this new 243, and he dropped that deer. We showed it last week, but this is more to the story. Ralph, you need to be congratulated for always taking his grandkids, and not just the boys either, the girls too. They love the outdoors. They got their camp, and he also got a camp at the Wrigley's right now. We're gonna be doing a lot of things on the North Shore lately.
Good.
Don Webb, another guy that works real hard, and for CCA and the other one, he went on a trip with his family. He went to I never heard of a low fence. I heard of a high fence, but it was a low fence ranch. And his son killed his first deer. Cooper Webb, congratulations. And also Amy, his wife was in there, and she killed her deer. So congratulations to Don Webb and his family for doing anything. You ever deer hunt?
Oh, it's been years. I did it a couple of times, but that's just like, you know, playing golf. I've done that a couple of times, but if I have the chance, I'm gonna try to go fishing. I'm not gonna go deer hunting. I'm not gonna go fishing. I mean, I'm gonna go fishing, and I'm not gonna play golf. I'm gonna go fishing.
Well, you over here at Slidell, and you're in the heaven here. Fresh salt water, everything is within 30 minutes away. It's just unbelievable.
You know, that's funny. You're exactly right. And so I said, okay. Every year I say, well, I got to start planning more trips, but it never works out. You know, I guess it's.
Well, you got to work. Got to take care of business. Got to make hay when the sun's shining. But I'm gonna get you on a duck hunt with me now. I got my lease. We'll talk about that later. But Riley Pontiff, 5-year-old son of Bubba and Jenny Pontiff. By the way, Jenny took very good care of my grandson at the Lady Lake Children's Hospital. Jenny, thank you for that. But congratulations to Riley on his first deer. Don sent us some pictures over there. Ben Ragsdale had a big buck, and his sister Jamie Ragsdale, and she killed her doe. So don't forget now, whether it's squirrels, rabbit, ducks, or whatever it is, you send it to us and make sure that that thing is horizontal in the picture and send it. Make sure the light's in the subject's face. So that was very good. Keep that coming up. Don's not here, and I'm getting ready to call you Don, but the ducks and geese report is unbelievable. I'm going to have to read most of these, so it'll be like I'm telling you, but it's unbelievable right now. In Delacroix right now, Paul Patty been sending me a limited deer, but he had something very rare. Right in the Delacroix marsh right now, they killed a couple Ross geese. Now, you believe that? They come in, he saw them, he called his snow geese call, he got them close enough, and they killed a Ross geese. Besides, he sent some other pictures they've been killing pretty good in the Delacroix area. I'm going to show you some videos shortly when we go out. My grandson is hunting Delacroix today, and I finally got, thanks to Mike Benz. I made my first trip over there the other day, and we were near limit, but I was so excited shooting my gun. I had the camera there. Most of the camera is Blake's dog, Maddox. Been working with him. It's the biggest lab I've ever seen. Looks like Bluto, he's so big. But he is a tremendous dog. He fought that hard marsh, and I got him picking up. I got a few ducks flying and everything, and Blake is there today. I'll probably send y'all some pictures, maybe some video next week. But I want y'all to see my marsh, and we was hunting out of my Pro Drive, and I want to thank them guys at Pro Drive too. I had a little trouble at the landing. Don't know what I did wrong. I guess it was a black cloud. But after we taped last Monday, I went to Louisville. They changed filters. They did everything. But worst thing about that, when I got there, they cranked it. So I don't know. And thank all the people who helped me at the landing at Black Cloud Day. But that is one of the prettiest marshes. I've been waiting on a list 12 years with Delacroix Corporation, and I finally got that lease. It's about a 40-minute drive from my camp, and I'm happy as a lark right now. Catahoula Lake, been hearing a lot about birds coming from there right now. Full strap and stringer. Blake Swaller sent us a bunch of pictures. His wife Cheryl sent us some pictures right now. They doing well. They've been doing all their hunting in the lake, killing a variety of ducks. Also, Hal Lamb, my neighbor, it's all by you. He made a trip over there at here's a photo of 7 species of ducks coming from Catahoula. Charles Williams is still another one that's been hammering the ducks in the Delacroix, been doing well. One day is a little slower than others, but sometimes they're coming in there, they killing mostly gray ducks, they're killing teal, and lately we're killing a lot of scaup, you know. And I seen somebody at my camp the other day, 2 boys, I'm gonna have to send Chris that picture, 2 boys that were from Baton Rouge area or in different areas. They came and they were pulling their Piro out of the big branch right across from my camp, and they were killing ringneck and some dougrees and a few teal. So
in that open water?
I said, a big branch. No, they paddling up from that bar. They paddling all the way to where the trees and the marsh and the ponds open up. So that's a little too far for me to paddle, but they're doing pretty good on
that's
that.
Some young studs.
Another good hot spot right now is Angelina, Brett Rollins. He's been sending all these pictures that have been going on right now. Archie McAllister and Josh Broadway were over there and hunting with him, and Lynn Rollins, his brother, Gaydon, Hunter Johnson, and Phoebe Muto. Dawn's been sending me some pictures of them and the whole family. They've been over there killing a bunch of them. I got some people, friends of mine have been, Brian Briggs, another one, been going to Arkansas. Now, Brian sent a report back. They were doing all right, but not as good as they normally do in Arkansas because it was dry. There was no water where they normally hunt. Now, Wayne Amato, he went up there, and when we used to hunt with White River, we used to hunt the wildlife management area. The boys don't do it no more. The Jones boys, you had to take all these tests, and it got to be a headache. You had to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, put your decoys out, pick them up before you leave. But they went on their farm, and they redid their farm the way it would be, and they've been bringing ducks in. Wayne Amato and his son Dean, and Sean Moss, Jason McDavid, Mike Denicola, Landon Hunt, Clayton McCurdy, and Slade LeBlanc. Here's some pictures of them. I mean, they limited out almost every day with mallards and then speckled bellies. That's the White River God Service in DeWitt, Arkansas. I don't even know if they have any open right now. That's the Jones boys. Tensall, my buddy Bobby Black, where he'd been hunting. He'd been having break hunts and a lot of land up there. He bought some fields the last 2 weeks. Opening weekend, they hunted Columbia, then they hunted on the land. They hunted in the fields, and they limited out. They had a good day. Well, they invited a bunch of people to hunt Saturday and Sunday. Well, Saturday, some kids didn't show up, and just him and his boy. Within 10 minutes, they didn't even get a chance to put the decoys out. They had a limit of mallards, which was only 8, mallards, because there were no other ducks were there. They limit out mallards in 10 minutes, but they didn't have to put the decoys out or blow a duck call. They just dropped everything. The ducks were in there. They were coming in the pothole, and they were killing them. And the next day, they went back with a bunch of them. They killed a 3-man limit, and they also killed some gray ducks in that break. So they did good. As far as breaks, we got coming from up there in Mer Rouge. Kobe Daniel and them are still killing ducks. There's a mixed bag. One day they're hot, one day they're good. I don't think he hunted a break yet with the gadwall. But it said it's a no-brainer with the speckled bellies. Speckled bellies are everywhere. They've been doing studies right now, Gerald, where the speckled bellies are going. I got a report, I got a picture from Goose Hunter Incorporated down in Gate. He's been having no wind, but been having some good shots, and they've been killing a few birds. So he's been sending some, he's killing a few birds. Another place this year has been real good is around Morgan City, Amelia area, Deer Island by. Bruce and his brother Seth, he said the dad would be real proud of. Bill Dodd, who used to be superintendent of school and lieutenant governor. I don't know if y'all remember Mr. Bill Dodd, one of the legendary politicians. Well, Bruce and his brother Seth said he brought back memories because they fish and hunting both. And while they're hunting, when they're coming back, they're catching catfish. Seth had a 20-pound catfish. We'll show y'all that. Pecan Island, Brennan Beard, his wife Amy, and his dad. I don't know if that's Poopy or Poppy. 3 limits. Pecan Island. That's the first good report I got from Pecan Island. So I don't know what it is. And Dawn Johnson sent another picture from. She sent twice. She sent me over there. Trevin Johnson, his kids, Kaylee and Tyler, and Wesley Van Brocklin. So that's the duck hunts, and that's what we got. And if y'all
I got one for you too on the duck hunters. A report from Captain Lloyd Landry of Outcast Charters. He took his family out, and they didn't get out there till 10 o'clock. They were back for 1 o'clock with their limit out of Venice.
Oh, yeah.
Buras.
Oh, yeah. Well, Ron Lambert, Don usually gives that report. I heard on the radio the other morning talking to Don, and he said he was surprised because he was worried about all that vegetation that got killed.
Exactly.
And they were worried about it, but for some reason they either eating snails or something, but they're hanging around a little bit longer than they thought they would. So that's a good report. I got my brother, it slowed down tremendously in the Port Barry area. They would be killing a bunch of birds at opening day, and they killed a lot of teal, a few gray ducks, and widgeon, but slowed down. They've been going there, killing 1 duck here, 2 ducks there, 4 ducks. So it slowed down in that area. So I didn't get any reports. I know last week we gave you a report, them boys up in Whitesville, they're killing a bunch of birds. But further down Highway 71, I don't know. I hadn't gotten any reports from Berkley, Kester, none of them. So I'll probably next week, Don will be back. We'll find out more about it. So stay tuned. We'll be back.
We're watching Paradise, Louisiana.
The best part about being a member of a Touchstone Energy Cooperative is that it's your Touchstone Energy Cooperative. That's the power of your co-op membership.
Demco, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Pause moving and storage.
We just sold our house.
Congratulations.
We have 2 weeks to move.
We'll deliver a few containers.
Our new home's not ready.
No problem. You can store things with us while you're between homes.
We might need help.
We'll refer trusted packers.
We'll be staying at my brother's.
Well, that sounds...
He has kids of his own.
Well...
5 of them.
Ma'am?
Help.
Trust us for local and long-distance moving and store at our storage centers. Pods, moving and storage, solved.
Welcome to the Berkley Abu Garcia Fishing Report, and also this month brought to you by Gus Tackle Nets here in Slidell, Louisiana. Gerald, this is your fishing report, so we're going to start with you now. Since it's Christmas time, the holidays, tell us the hottest thing coming right now from Berkley.
Well, as we mentioned at the beginning of the show, we have in Abu Garcia the new Revos, the version 4s. The newest thing also in that is the Revo X, which is an introductory price point of $100, $99.99. But it's as smooth as the other reels. It's also available. You buy the reel, you get the free rod with it. Again,
what kind of rod can you have? Y'all handle so many. Garcia, got to be a Garcia brand?
Yeah, the free rod is a Garcia Veritas rod. That's the rod that sells for $99.95. So you're gonna have a $200 rod and reel combo that you're only gonna pay $100 for. Is what it amounts to. What they did, what's so new about the Garcias? They took your main gear. It's a brass gear, and it's a larger gear. So what that does, it allows them to put a larger handle on it, a paddle handle. It's a 90-millimeter handle. And in doing so, you change the gear ratios. Where there used to be a 6-4 to 1, now they're 6-6 to 1. Where it used to be a 7-1 to 1, now that's a 7-3 to 1. And then the other thing that a lot of people don't really think about, but in doing so, it pulls the pawl, the line guide, further away from the arbor or your spool. And what that does, it gives you less or more of a distance to give you less resistance on the line going out or coming in when your line's on this end and your line guide's on this end.
Now you can throw it 600 yards.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you set the drag.
You can see it's obvious though. Just like you saw it, you can see it going out. Now, this is spinning reel right here. This thing is so light you don't even know it's there.
That's pin. That's a pin Conflict 2. It's now the lightest spinning reel on the pin side of the spinning reels. What they've done with this, they've upgraded it to the status of the Clash, where it has a CNC gearing system to it. Okay, and the other thing is they've taken the drag system and they use the same drag system as the Spinfisher 5. So it's an improved reel. It's lighter. You've got more drag, and
it's all black.
Feature. It's all black. I mean, it's so much lighter.
That'd be a great combo right there, huh? Do it like that.
Yeah.
Now, new rod come with that one too? No. All right, look.
And look, one more thing. Berkley lightning rods. They've been around for a long time. In my 20s, my mother gave me and my brother a lightning rod for Christmas. Okay, I'm in my 60s now, so that was a long time ago. They're still around, they're still improved. This is the new version for 2018. Improved blank, improved guides, and now they've come back with the pistol grip, 6 foot with a medium action for those guys that like the pistol grip rods. It went away for a couple of years, but it's back. And again, you're looking at a $39.99 retail, $40 rod that'll last you a lifetime.
Good deal. Now, let's go to fishing right now. We're going to get started right now. You know, I was looking at, well, we're going to go fishing right now. We're going to go to freshwater right now. And, you know, y'all saw the show last week. We were fishing in Henderson. They came right behind us over there, and the people were catching fish like crazy. And the same thing, the water is so low, and most of they've been catching them on has been the rattle trap. This is the chrome and blueback rattle trap. One of the most states, they use these saltwater, freshwater, anything. In fact, we're going to talk about Pontchartrain where they're trolling this and a short truce in chrome. But this right here, this is a rattle trap. This is where my buddy Johnny DeVille, he changed and went to this bait right here. This is a crawfish color. Now, first time I fished this, I was fishing Toledo Bend. Them guys at Toledo Bend use these a lot, especially this time of year. For some reason, they get off them ledges and they run this rattle trap. They get it down. This is the bait I've been having in my box for years. The bomber used to give me these baits, and I get a bunch of them right now, bomber. But a bomber, that's a long A, but it's a short one, the version they call it. They call it a long A, but it's the little short one. The little 4-inch.
Yeah.
Look at it. Them hooks.
They've been around a long time.
And that's the color. It's a gold with an orange belly and a black back. See the gold in the inside? It'll catch redfish, catch bass, but right now in the marsh and anywhere around that bag is one of my best.
That's an excellent color too.
Top one. That's the color. That's it right now. Now, so while we're on freshwater, let's talk about sac-a-lait. Spillway right now, I'm getting some reports finally coming in the spillway. They ain't giving me any color, what baits or what area, but I know in the pigeon area they're catching spillway. Gavin and Garrett Gotro, you see the size of these sac-a-lait, they're big. Also Lake Barrett around the trees. Lake Barrett, by the way, that wind picks up, it can get rough. You can get trapped. Now, if that big north wind's coming, don't run. Go put in right there at Pierpont Bay. You can fish all up in there and down in them areas, Bay Alcid, and they're catching sac-a-lait in that area also. Talked to Leonard Kleinpeter too. He didn't give out too much, but he's been waiting. If the rain stops and that wind starts blowing, he's ready to go back to the Amite River. Amite River right now, is one of the hottest places to fish right now.
Really?
You know, when the water's down, the north wind blows it all out, you have that rain, it's clearing up, all this clearing up right now, not just for bass, but sac-a-lait. Sac-a-lait always south, Port Vincent, they're catching fish, and north, up there in Greenwood Springs, I know them boys are catching fish. They putting in by them bridges, they're running up, floating down and fishing those trees, and they're catching those sac-a-lait in the Amite River itself. Sac-a-lait is definitely going to catch sac-a-lait in Toledo Bend. Donnie's been getting reports from here to Pearl River. Where are you getting reports?
Well, I'm not getting any. I mean, I haven't really gotten any reports. Just I know went to Lafayette Saturday, and you pass it over Henderson. The boats, I mean, everybody was fishing. They're just fishing right there, not far from the landing.
Oh,
so you know what they're doing. They're catching sac-a-lait.
Yeah.
Especially this time of the year. This is the actually one of the better times to catch your quality sac-a-lait now through January.
Well, when I was fishing there for bass last week, I was looking at people who were catching sac-a-lait, crappie, whatever you want to call them, white perch, but they're fishing there now. I talked to Kobe Daniels and them up there, Top Gun, all the lakes around there right now, when the water warms up, they do a little blast and cast.
Mm-hmm.
They catching white perch up there in North Louisiana, central part of the state in Rapides Parish, all the way off the Red River. Now, I usually hear from North Louisiana, I hear from Humphreys.
Yeah.
I haven't heard from him lately, so I need to call him. He was fighting a little health problem. He was about to beat it, so when I get to home with Humphreys, I'm going to give y'all a report next week. I'm gonna have a way more, a little bit better report. Bobby Black, he's been catching over there on Tensas. He got all them little oxbows. He's been fishing. They've been catching sac-a-lait, and right now he's real excited about the ducks. But he told me if I come up there, he promised me he's gonna catch some sac-a-lait. So, and they fishing jigs and shiners. So, fresh water, anywhere. What about the mixed water? I'm telling you, right now, these subdivision canals.
Oh yeah.
And over Lake Catherine, Intercoastal Canal, wherever you find clear water, you find bass and redfish. In fact, the redfish, sometimes coming from Angie and them, was starting to get ridiculous. They catch it now. We seen Captain Jim Lamarck in here a while ago, and his dog Jake. He got to see little Jake, but Jake don't give out any information. But the captain left before we could talk to him. I wanted to find out how he's been doing, and he's one of them volunteers for Wish to Fish. He's always there fooling with those kids.
Yes.
But what are you hearing? I know you probably ain't going. You've been so busy. But what are you hearing right now in this area?
Right now, they're along the inside. I mean, all the fish are on the inside. They're fishing out of the Pearl and out of the Wrigley's. Actually, they started trolling, and they're catching on the rattle traps and the mirror lures up and down the bridges. And this is the time of the year when the trout and redfish are going to be around the bridges. You're going to go out, fish the columns, just go straight down, jig them straight down, and catch your fish. Make sure you're using fluorocarbon, clear lines, so that you don't spook the fish, because they will be spooky.
Well, Dudley and them was on there last week, and they were catching with the slip cork, slide cork.
That's it.
They're checking their depth and going down there. They're fishing live shrimp. My friend Ken Lambert are doing the same thing. But going back to trolling, a lot of people have been trolling traps, and behind it they put those squids. Sometimes they're catching doubles. Now they're watching Chaz. They've been trolling through these subdivisions. You know, they're catching bass in them off the bank, off the drop off.
Right.
James H. Snyder and Mr. Besson are doing the same thing. They don't want to give out all the personal space. Said somebody's gonna be mad at them. Said, no, everybody in the world is catching fish in these subdivisions right now. Where they're building the new subdivision off of Soft Bayou, they're building that sub right across from my camp. The depots, they're getting off the grass, they're catching bass, they're dropping them drops, they're using H&H, Sparkle Beetle, or the Matrix Limit Head, and they're going straight down and fishing and drop off sometimes much as 20 foot of water and catching. Ken Lambert been fishing there. He fishing the trussel. He's catching fish. He's catching them on drop shot with a shrimp.
Mm-hmm.
He got slip corks, but he's been having his better luck. He's been fishing it so long. He's fishing that drop shot. He's fishing off the bridge, but he's been fishing in the subdivisions also. You know, the north, the lake shore. They fishing in them subdivisions. He had his grandsons from Alabama. They were in. Two great young guys, great athletes. They play baseball, football, wrestle, and the oldest one also fishes the bass club, high school bass club.
There you
know,
go.
they're getting real popular all the way across the country right now. So let me find that. I don't want to mess it up. Ken's fishing his trussel. When he's fishing his trussel, he's drop shotting, and he's trying his little slip cork, but he's been doing it. But he had his grandsons, Charlie Baraka, and Major Paraka. Here's some pictures of them catching drum on drop shot they caught, and live shrimp they also caught, speckled trout, and they caught bass in them subdivision canals. And Ken, them boys are coming back. They want you quit hunting. You used to rabbit hunt. Right now, them boys come back. I'm gonna take them squirrel hunting. I'm gonna take them rabbit hunting. Whatever they do, you tell them to come back during the holidays, and they're gonna do more than just fish. So might even take them duck hunting.
There you go.
That's the baits right there, though. If you see that mirror lure, the more fish been calling that mirror lure than waited. I talked to Gus. Gus said that's the ones they've been buying, the color right there.
I mean, they had a couple of customers come in this morning. I mean, they were buying 4 and 6 rattle traps at a time. So evidently, it's something that they're doing.
That's a Louisiana bait. That Bill Lewis rattle trap. Let's don't pass nothing up. I said the great wild Perry Barris and Bayou Bienvenue. He's fishing the Magneta, and the last couple of weeks he's been catching back. Tom LeBlanc, by the way, they had all that trouble. He finally got his his seat base fixed. He went back. He went to the Sulphur mine, didn't do that well, but he says he's getting ready to do good again. They're moving back to Delacroix. We're getting unbelievable reports from Delacroix. Point of Shane, Barry Barak, and he said his father-in-law, Barry Brack, they was catching a lot of speckled trout and redfish, and he said, I want to thank to his son-in-law, Ed Rodriguez, or Rodriguez, I don't know how you want to pronounce it, but I heard it both ways. Let me see if we forgot anything. You see anything we forget? Salt, I told you the Salt Bayou, that's with James. Jody Dunwar, he done hung it up. He's got to have rotacuff surgery, but he had hung up, he's back. He's gonna go on a duck hunt, but he can't shoot. He's gonna be like dying right now, that rotacuff, he can't shoot. So Jody Dunwar all year long gave us some good reports. He had a great year. Said he'll be back in the spring and be talking about it. So then I got Toledo Bend, I got Christian Boyer, his first bass on a spinnerbait. Her first bass, excuse me, Christian Boyer. Anything else we got?
I don't have anything else.
I wonder if Gus wants to tell us by. He's busy. People have been running in and out. Just come by and see Gus. Chris, thank you again for what you do. We covered hunting, deer hunting, and
freshwater,
nothing else I can
saltwater.
say we got, huh?
So fresh water, salt water. Yeah, I think we got it. All we got to do is find time to get out on the water.
You and I. It's coming up.
Anybody, go out and fish.
Don should be back next week. You watching Paradise, Louisiana, from Gus's Tackle Nets in Slidell, Louisiana.
Take your kids with you.
Paradise, Louisiana is presented by Demco, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative. Pods, moving and storage solved. Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change, Louisiana Fish Fry Products, and by CCA Louisiana and the CCA Louisiana Star Tournament.